Glade MX Park in Moncton, Brian. First MX2 Moto will be brought to you by the fine people at Suzuki. The General Jakey Lee with the 30 board. It is up.
It's to 5. The guys putting the bikes in gear at this point in time. Mostly first gear starts on the 250F. Jakey Lee out of the way. Montez and Lockhart have a nice jump, but it is Barnes with the whole shot yet again.
You better believe it, the Royal Distributing hole shot and 3 KTMs through the first corner, Brian. We've got Willard and Chamberlain in the mix, and look at Montez on the inside, takes Chamberlain for 3rd place.
Passed by Montez, number 33, Honda out of Jay Burke up into 5th. Montez with a nice drive. We'll see if he can challenge these KTM boys. Barnes in control right now. How many times have we seen Barnes lead a race, Travers? Unbelievable. And he's riding with tons of aggression right now.
Very impressed with Montez through the rockers, Brian. He hit a great line on the inside, but Michael Willard is so fast and so light on that bike.
Montez definitely aggressive. Pico Chamberlain, 49, wants 3rd place back. He's setting him up right now, but Montez with a great drive on that Yamaha, just styling. And this is the home track for Montez as well, so he's got a few more horsepower with the crowd behind him.
He certainly does in a few laps, knows some lines. Pico Chamberlain's podium here before, though. He knows what's going on. Look at Salty Dog Ryan Lockhart on the inside. He's starting to freight train a little bit with Chamberlain. Showed him a wheel there, though, Brian.
Yep, different line there. Lockhart's smart. Again, a home track for Lockhart, so he is just fueled by desire. Pico Chamberlain on the inside gets a better drive and stays low, which means he can get the power down earlier and makes a pass on Montez. Great little battle here for 4th between these two guys right now.
The battle for the lead is heating up. Barnes in the lead, Willard on his tail. That section is rutted up unbelievably, Brian.
Yeah, the outside is smooth, so you can just pin the throttle. The guys are just loving it out there. Lots of opportunity to let it hang out. Hey, Willard there on the outside. Barnes misses his mark with the square off. There's the pass for the lead. We've seen that before, but look at these guys sitting way back on the bike. Those braking bumps will get much bigger later. Here comes Willard, aggressive right there. Willard hits that jump, just catches the tail end of the last landing. Almost flat lands it, but was just able to get a soft landing. Gets the drive right there and passes Barnes for the lead. An awesome attack by Willard and just catching the tail end of that landing. There's Chamberlain now, moves into 2nd. Great pass on Barnes.
Coming out of the trees, Brian, he had a great line on the inside, took Barnes through the rockers, and now it looks like number 732, Chisholm, is up on the mix. Again, I'm saying those ruts down in that corner, Brian, there's so many options.
Absolutely, Willard isn't there, but that pass by Chamberlain was brilliant. On the gas, you can just see him float to the outside using the width of this track, which is what a smart rider will do, and it's all about the setup on the pass. So brilliant setup by Chamberlain as Willard, no stranger to the clean air out front.
Our leader, number 749, Michael Willard, back to the battle for 2nd place. Chamberlain, 49, and number 732, Kyle Chisholm. Look at that, Chisholm on the inside.
Chisholm really aggressive right there. Both riders with similar techniques there, waiting the outside peg, but Chisholm gets on the inside and just stands Chamberlain up like in the helmet cam. This is the spot to pass. Willard textbook there with the inside-outside maneuvering, showing that the outside becomes the inside. Heads up riding out there for Chisholm, and you know what? Chisholm's flowing well out there. Barnes under pressure again from Montez. Montez just styling from the hometown. Catching the inside of that veil, man. Sweet ride for number 44 on that factory Yemi.
I saw Burke and Charbonneau in the mix as well, so we got some riders up here battling. Look at this. Salty Dog Ryan Lockhart with that inside line out of the corner. Great drive. Does he have Chamberlain up into the FMF corner? On the outside again, Brian, on the outside.
Great pass. This is just illustrating how bad Ryan Lockhart wants it. Chamberlain's a great rider, but Lockhart just wants it more. He's willing to hang it out just that little extra, and that little extra is all it takes to make a pass. Look at the body positioning on Lockhart through those ruts. You gotta look at the end of those ruts and keep a loose grip. If you clench tight, you're in trouble. You'll get arm pump and lose your flow. Now Barnes in trouble again, working his way back as Lockhart showing the pressure. Montez drops back as Mitch Cook blasts on the outside from a terrible start. Cook is now the man to watch.
That outside line through the rockers that carries you down into the trees is such a fast one, Brian. It's a little smoother, I think, and it worked there for Cook. Did you see Lockhart, though he had fallen back, he had a bit of a problem. Now he's got Barnes. Oh, now he's got Barnes and him, and both of them are on the canvas.
Lockhart not patient. I just caught a glimpse of that off screen. He just T-boned into Barnes. So aggressive. That's how bad he wants it. Maybe too bad. Sometimes you got to slow down to speed up. We're going trackside with Goldie.
All right, Todd. The last few weeks haven't gone good for you and Pierce, but I'll tell you what, he's got a good start and he's really charging hard right now.
Well, last week he was sick. He had the flu the previous week before that. He just tried to rest, get better all week. He rode the bike a little bit. KTMs are working awesome. 1, 2, 3 through the first turn. It's great. I'm just trying to keep him focused, keep him going after Chisholm. It's good. And we got Mike Willard out front. We can't ask for anything more.
Sounds good, Todd.
Thanks, man.
Pierce Chamberlain looking great in third place right now, Brian. Uh-oh, what's this? The Kawasaki coming in. Oh, Ryan Lockhart does not look good. The body language is saying, I am in pain.
His bike sounds fine, so it must be an injury from that coming together with Barnes. Montez hanging tough with Cook right now. Looking good there. Oh, he steps out of the berm, chops the front wheel from number 33, Jay Burke. Burke back on the gas, but really impressed with Montez and Burke in this moto, keeping Cook in sight.
Montez looks really fast, no question about it, as we get back to the battle for third place.
Charbonneau lands with the inside leg out, Trav. Fantastic. Setting him up perfectly for that right-hander. And here he is up the inside in a different run on Chamberlain. Chamberlain goes wide, Charbonneau on it. What a pass, easy pass right there. Chamberlain went wide.
Full Supercross maneuver up into the crowd almost there, Brian. Back to the corner before the big triple. Montez has got Jay Burke, and is that Chuck Mesley? Sure it is, coming on the inside.
You see Montez in the air, looking ahead, seeing what's going on. Mesley up the inside, just smashes Burke over the berm. Mesley looks back going, well, sorry about your luck. Tough motocross racing. Chuck Mesley, a warrior. He's got the heart. He doesn't care, man. He will hit you. He wants the position. They're fighting for money here and prestige. Here it is. Bar to bar on the backtraps. Aaron Dieter and the Dozer. Kyle Keith.
These boys are going at it just outside the top 10, Brian. There are battles all over this track. I love this facility here, especially this off-camber. Dieter had that inside line. This is the one that you like so much. Keith, does he look for inside? Nice. Oh, God. Kyle. Oh, and he gets cross-started before it makes the pass.
Great effort. It takes a lot of focus and concentration to make a pass, and just showing how much experience for all these riders riding in such close proximity.
Nicely again.
Corner. Oh, takes the drive right out of Montez. Montez almost goes up and over the front wheel. Montez looks up and goes, Chucky, I'm going to get you back.
We said it before, though. Montez is no suck cold. That guy will take it.
Oh, yes.
And he will be back to our leader, number 749. Arm in the air. Michael Willard on that Aldo Shoes Royal Distributed KTM has led almost wire to wire. Coming in to take the checkered flag in his second win in this class, Brian, showing that he is one of the mine.
You know, Traz, I love this kid. He's got all the ingredients to be a champ. To the results after a highly entertaining moto, Chisholm fought hard, so did Charbonneau. But how about Mesley after passing Montez? He crashed, he nailed down 8.
Who doesn't like the East Coast of Canada? Hey, let's get ready for the first MX1 Moto. It will be brought to you by the fine people at Honda. Great shot of Evan Loffridge on the line. Marco Dubé, the General Jakey Lee with the 30 board up. Brian, tell you, pins and needles, boy, you just get all fired up when those guys are on the line like this.
Absolutely, the crowd coming in huge numbers, filling all the spectator galleries here in Moncton. The gate is down, Travers. Looks like we've got some Suzukis, and that is Johnson and Huffman. Damon Huffman gets the Royal Distributing. Oh, shit.
Oh, what a beautiful line on the outside, crossing over to inside for Huffman. But look at these guys going at it. Let's see the triple in. No, Brian, just a double into the valley.
Yeah, being a little more cautious on the first lap is kind of the norm. Huffy with the advantage on the inside. KJ, though, showing that's where a lot of passes were made on the outside out of the woods. Set him up beautifully as he blitzes the rockers. Hey, Dubé in there and the champ sitting fourth.
Did you see the way that Huffman had to kind of come in very carefully? Those ruts are very deep. You can't cross-run or you're going to go down. So a safe ride for him. Now he's in second, Lockridge in third.
Great 5-pack there. The guys are ducking the roost. It is punishing from these big displacement motorcycles. Johnson gingerly on the outside finds his line. Lothridge takes a tear off in midair, moves into second. Awesome pass for Lothridge on the two-stroke Kawasaki. So great news for Team Green.
He loves this track, Brian. Every time he comes here, he gets on the podium. So no surprise to see him up early. John Sebastian Watt, very tentative last week with that sore knee, is in fourth place.
Solid for him. Huffman looking around, not giving up one bit. He is pressing pressuring Lothridge big time. Lothridge can hear him, he can feel him, he knows he's there. Lothridge, though, has control of the line, and that is a big thing when you're leading a battle. You've got the option to hack the guy off and keep him guessing.
A pair of Hondas in 3-4, that's Huffman and Waugh. Check the lines, Brian, very important. Your approach to the triple, you've got to get that drive side by side through the Scott MX lockoff cam. Look at Waugh on the inside. Look at the drive coming through the mechanics section, Brian, and he makes the pass and gets into third.
Waugh stays low, that little double out of the corner, and that's what set up the pass on the triple. Fasciati gets by Dubé with the outside line through that big berm, carrying his momentum. So wicked battling throughout the pack. That was for fifth.
This is the battle for the lead, Brian. Lothridge on the outside through the rockers, takes care of Keith Johnson. Boy, we saw Cook in the first moto with that line, and now Lothridge.
Lothridge takes the punishment through the rockers, throttles into first place. A superb pass. KJ can just look on. Simon Holman's down in the rockers. He had a great start. He's looking back. Let's see if he can get that 450 fired up. Look at the positions he's losing right now.
Down into the valley to the Honda right-hander, Brian. We've got number 27, Kyle Keys. No, that's 33, Jay Burke with Pete Raymer on the outside in a nice line. Carrying speed. Wow, what a pass.
They're back about 15th. Here we go. There's Lothridge. Gets on the gas a bit early. Jumps in a bit further. But bottom line is he takes the punishment. They can carry that momentum down the hill on the outside. And again, traction, traction, traction. Waugh taking a cue from Lothridge. Pressuring on KJ. He can spot the weakness in KJ's armor. Bam! Second place JSR.
Smooth line on the outside. It didn't look like he dove into that rut, Brian. Made it happen as we get back to number 16, Gavin Graysick, as he blows by Dubé in that little woods section.
Graysick with a horribly swollen sore knee from his big get-off last weekend. He won the first moto. He's hurting. Lucky to be on the starting gate. Battle for 8th right now. Blair Morgan all over Hagseth. You know, Hagseth life has been difficult this year.
It certainly has. After that crash in Calgary with the bruised and separated ribs, he just has not been the same rider. Back to the whoops we go. Brian, this is for the lead. Waugh on the outside. That was that Lothridge line. Now they freight train coming down into that Honda right-hander. Look at the line. The crossover for Waugh. The crossover.
Waugh cuts over using the clutch to maximize the RPM in his gears. Gets the power down and surprises Lothridge big time with the win. Lothridge, though, a tear-off, shifting in midair. I think he's going to settle in, maybe see Waugh's lines. Hey, second to JSR is nothing to be ashamed of.
A lot of time left in this motor as we get back to the battle for third place. That's number 14, Colton Fasciati on the inside. Huffman swings wide. It's a drag race down that start straight into the chicanes, Brian. Who's going to take that pass? Oh, the roost. Huffman with the head down.
Huffman, very smart rider. He doesn't want to get that in the face. Sometimes if the dirt's wet, it'll stick to your goggles. And Fasciati triples into 4th place past Huffman. Awesome pass. Youth versus experience out there.
An absolute beauty, Brian. An absolute beauty as we get back to the battle for. There's Marco Dubé and Craig Decker. Look at this. This is for 8th, Brian.
Dubé seat bounces the triple. Awesome move. Just puts through the corner. Drives his ass into the seat, compresses the suspension, and just and a beautiful landing. Awesome technique for Dubé.
Back to the dozer, number 27, Kyle Keys, as he swings by Brad Hagseth, number 9. You can just see Hagseth. The body language is saying, I'm sore. Let's go trackside. Golden.
All right. Haven't talked to this man in a while, Big Eddie. Evan's looking good right now. He's actually looks like he's closed a little bit on Waugh again there. What do you think? You think you can take him down?
I don't know how much time we got left, but I mean, he'll do as best he can. I hope so. He needs it for his confidence.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Evan has been picking it up each week now. And by the way, that's good that he's picking it up because we get a chance to hang out again.
It's awesome to see Goldie, buddy.
Right on, Eddie. Thanks.
Just loving Big Ed Gardner out there on the racetrack, a colorful character in the Canadian National Pits. Look at the technique on Holman's leg way up back in the race after that first lap crash in the rockers. Taking care of business. Holman soldiers his way into 11th place, Travis.
Holman's very aggressive even in the late stages of the moto, Brian. Another Yamaha coming up on Hagseth. That looks like number 23, Vallejo, with a nice line on the inside.
Vallejo's so smooth. Deceivingly fast rider, rarely gets squirrely, sitting down in midair, taking a breather and yanking looking to tear it.
Look at this battle, Brian. This is for 4th place. No, this is for 5th. Graysick on the inside, Decker on the outside. Remember, these two guys are battling for that 2nd place position in the championship.
Great angle of that crossover, and the Scott Lockoff cam shows it. Decker passes Graysick, and they are embroiled in the points battle.
This is for 3rd, Brian. Fast out of the inside. Oh, the big leg scraper on Johnson. Carrying speed, though, maintaining position.
Awesome aggression from Fasciati. I think he just came in a bit too hot. He would have went straight through if Johnson wasn't there. But the experience of Johnson, he's not going to be flustered by a young upstart in Colton Fasciati. But this man right here, Evan Lothridge, doing it all right for Kawasaki.
You better believe it, getting the last lap flag as we get back to our leader, number 1, John Sebastian Waugh, coming back from a sad weekend in Joliet last weekend. And yes, getting ready to take the checkered flag and win the first moto here in Moncton. Back on top, Brian.
The consummate professional, Jean-Sebastian Waugh, back on top. The 250 leaderboard, Waugh takes it, most impressed with Lothridge and Fasciati coming into his own. What about Graysick falling back, but Treadwell solid in the top 10.
Morgan Racing Yamaha with a 5th in the first moto. Riders are on the line for the 2nd MX2 moto, Brian. This one will be brought to you by the fine people at Yamaha Motor Canada. Jakey Lee with the 30 board up. Look at the blue skies. What a great day we have here, and probably the best crowd yet this season.
Yeah, slight breeze just to cool things down a bit for the crowd because it's some hot out there. 30 board goes to 5. Travers, and the gate is down. Looks like another KTM. Willard Royer distributing hold shot. Boy, those KTM 250Fs are lightning quick out of the gate.
Look who's in 2nd place, number 33, Jay Burke from the machine team. That's a Yamaha. Looks like DeHaan in 3rd, and I didn't see who's in 4th, Brian, so these guys are really pulling out already.
Awesome start for Burke. You can see the splashing puddles on the track, so we got to keep our eye on that. That's going to add a wrinkle in this moto, but Burke, ultra impressive. See that outside line drive to the inside just to let DeHaan know he's going to have to think long and hard before he makes his move. But look, Cook right up the inside. Travers, wicked pass.
DeHaan got a little squirrely in those ruts. Brian had to slow down a little bit. Cook with a great line on the inside. Moves into 3rd place. Boy, give him a good start, Brian. Give this kid a good start.
Huge scrub for Cook up the hill to stay low. Jay Burke now under all kinds of pressure from the more experienced Blackfoot star. Burke in only his 2nd year as a pro rider.
Fabs, off the top, Galdi was talking about how soft some of the dirt is in these corners, and it's really getting pushed out wide. You see the size of the ruts.
Absolutely, and it is a hard substrate underneath. But I'm telling you, Jay Burke on that machine racing motorcycle. John Nelson, team manager, loves these kids. Burke and Keast are old school warriors, so they fit perfectly on the machine team. See the splash right in Cook's face off of Burke's rear wheel there. Look at Kirk just lambasted, very angry. Cook just says, you know what, I ain't getting splashed by you again, kid. I'm forcing the issue. And look at Charbonneau now showing a wheel.
Cook had that great line on the outside through the rocker spine. It's been working all day for a number of riders. And you're right, Charbonneau with a good start. Look at this, forcing Burke wide, taking that inside line and making the pass and getting into 3rd.
Nice clean pass for Charbonneau. There's Burke's teammate, Kyle Keast, the beast from the east. Up into 12th by local boy, Charlie Smith.
Back to Doug DeHaan, number 11. He's got Burke in front of him. But let's check back to 49, Pierce Chamberlain with a nice line. He's looking pretty dirty out there. Oh, soft stuff, Brian. Front end sliding out.
Just free training there. Pierce loses focus. Boom, down, right on his head. Slow getting up as well, I might add.
Doug DeHaan looking great coming out of the trees. He gets that inside line. Here they go, bar to bar off the tunnel jump, Brian, down into the valley. Looking great. Doug DeHaan takes 4th place.
Great pass. You can see Dougie.
Oh my, Brian.
Oh no, Doug DeHaan can't buy a break. Just over the bars. Looked like he obviously went into some soft stuff. Man, he came off that jump, landed short to make the pass, and then he comes through with a brilliant pass, lands right where the sprinkler was leaking, sucks the front end in and over the bar. Look at Burke riding the brakes. He's got the binders locked up to avoid the carnage. Doug DeHaan riding brilliant, cannot buy a break in this East Coast MX2.
No, he can't at all as we get back to our lead pack. This is our lead 3. Willard in 1st, Cook in 2nd, and Charbonneau in 3rd.
Charbonneau, the silent danger man in this series. back to Keast and Joel Sarris, two Southwestern Ontario boys. Keast passes for 10th. Big, tall Joel Sarris has had a hard time really getting his groove.
Did you see Willard check back on Cook? He can feel the pressure already, Brian. Cook is he's closing that gap.
Cook reeling him in. The crowd going nuts. Charbonneau had a big get-off just off screen. He has rung his bell. Parked on the side of the track. Look at the crowd cheering for Mitch Cook. And there is a check back again by Willard. I sense that Willard's in trouble. Looking back like that, he's starting to think about Cook a lot.
Well, he's feeling the pressure, there's no doubt about it, but what I like about Mitch Cook is he's being patient, showing him a wheel here, backing off a little bit, showing him another little wheel there.
Giving Willard lots to think about. Great point, Travers. Willard knows he's there. Look at the physical size differences here. Willard, 130 pounds, about 5'7". Cook, on the other hand, probably goes 200, a big man. And you know what? He's pretty buff.
Does that weight difference make a huge drive for power on these two bikes?
It does, Travers, it does. But again, it's technique and more off the start. Cook just needs to carry a bit more speed. But yeah, the weight definitely does play a factor. But it's all heart, and more heart combined with ability. Cook taking his time right now. He knows he's got a few laps left. He's in the same groove as Willard there. Cuts to the outside, head up, looking for a weakness right now. But Cook, I know, is thinking about the pass.
The crowd is going crazy every time he comes into a spot where there's a lot of crowd. Look at this, he's swinging wide. Cook on the inside. Willard swung wide, and Cook makes the pass and takes the lead. What a beauty, Brian.
That it was a seemingly impossible pass. You can see Willard with the drive on the outside. How did Cook do this? There was a lap rider there. Look at Willard, he's on the gas big time. You can just see the break and roost where he grabs another gear. Power shifting, I might add. No clutch used for shifting up and down. And Cook just squirrels in there. He's got a little more weight. Maybe that weight helps him get traction. So everything's a trade-off.
Boy, did he get inside in a big way. And look at this. This is third place. Number 732, Kyle Chisholm, who is making it up on Willard. And remember, these three guys are embroiled in a championship hunt, and he's coming up to take his last lap flag.
The most deceivingly fast rider out there. Chisholm rides with the elbows down a little more. You know, technique says elbows up. Chisholm gets away with running the elbows a little low. I don't think he's going to be happy with third, but right now, Mitch Cook, the East Coast sensation, does it all right. Hometown crowd, Travers, they're going ballistic.
Mitch Cook on top of the world, Brian. Okay, let's get to the leaderboard. Second MX2 Moto. Let's go down the list a little bit. Burke and Keith looking good in 5-6. Trevor Hull with a 7th. Tyler Medaglia in 9th and Johnny Zillard in 10th. Some new names in there, Brian. The final moto of the day here, Brian. This one will be brought to you by MX Performance Magazine, the #1 motocross magazine in the country. The shot of the boys on the line, the General J.K. Lee with the 30 board up. And you know what that means. That 30 board is going to go to 5. It's going to go sideways. And then we're going to see who gets that Royal Distributing Hush.
They're firing themselves down. This chute is Huffman, hurdles himself into the lead. Watt right there. Lothridge, Decker, we got all the big names up front. I even saw Morgan in there. Blair Morgan with a good start.
It sure did. Number 2, Damon Huffman with the Royal Distributing Hole shot. Looks a little messy down in there as well, Brian. Waugh with the outside line bobbled a little bit, and it looks like Lothridge and Decker got by Waugh, but look at him on the inside, Brian, into the rut, and takes second place.
Waugh makes 2 passes with 1 move. Spectacular. But it's Huff Daddy, Damon Huffman, with the clean air, and with those puddles on the track, that's going to be paramount, because he ain't going to be splashed in the face like these other guys.
Waugh up the outside. Brian Huffman's got that inside, the more desirable line. Little wheel spin for Huffman. Look at Waugh drive off of that title jump and down into the valley. I think he has first place.
You nailed it there, Travers. It was the wheel spin, a little fishtail. Hampered Huffman's drive. Now Lothridge sees an opportunity to take him. He's looking all over those braking bumps. He's got his grip, and look at Lothridge. He's not following. Huffman gets a little squirrely there. Manages to hang on tight in second.
To the Scott USA lockoff cam as the boys funnel through the triple. Great crowd here in the grandstand there, Brian. As we get back to the battle for 8th, Morgan swings by number 9, Brad Hagseth, and moves up a position.
Morgan's technique gets that wheel in the rut and squats all his body weight down for bike. Great riding for Morgan. He is in the the points chase as well. There's Graysick hurting a little further back, but you know what? Kudos to Graysick just for lining up on the gate.
He's definitely sore, Brian. You see him limping all through the pits. So he's a soldier right there. He's just warring through it. Some battles everywhere. Klatt got some issues.
Fires that bike up right away. Must have been just a lay down. Good thing with those two-strokes is they usually fire right up. Look at Fasciotti now, dangerous on Homans. Lands right in his face and then forces up to the hay bales. Great pass for Fasciotti.
Number 6, Keith Johnson on that Ocean Transport Suzuki with a line on the inside through the valley on Blair Morgan. This track is very wide in places, Brian.
You can see the guys coming in their tracks, really hugging the bike with the leg. Morgan paddling along a bit. You don't really want to do that. You want to get that inside leg way up and out of the dirt. When it hits the dirt, it slows you down a bit, and that little minuscule loss of drive can cost a position.
That pass for Johnson was for 8th as we get back to number 12, Simon Homans and Gavin Graysick. The bikes are skating all over the place. It's getting really rough and choppy in those corners.
These guys have been hammering now for quite a few laps. This is the battle for 5th, and Graysick, they're bouncing. You can tell every time he comes up short, that goes right to that right knee of his. Alternate line, though, paddles through. This is awesome racing right here. Homans solid all year, making good after crashing in the first one. Uh-oh, Decker down, about 450, fires it up.
Oh, look at Graysick just going by.
Just missing it. There he goes. He's got to go. Oh, a bit of a 6 days enduro ride out of those ruts. But Decker, you know what? The points with him and Graysick, every position counts.
It certainly does. And here we go. Back to Graysick on the inside with Homans. Bar to bar. And the checkoff, Brian, down into the valley. You know, the guys say that Homans is very difficult to pass. He's a giant on that bike.
That's true. You can see the checkoff by Graysick just fueled a desire for Homans to say no, which he does. Now the battle for 2nd. Look at the low scrub. Lothridge crisscrosses over on Huffman, catches him by total surprise, makes a great pass, yanks a tear off in disgust. It says, stick it, Huffman. Great pass. The Bulldog, Evan Lothridge, not keeping his emotions to himself out there. He's letting Huffy know the story.
How many passes have we seen in that corner already today, Brian? It's incredible. Lothridge taking care of business back to the woods. Decker on the outside after that stall, battling up against Hagseth, who looks like he's back in the mix.
And the Machine Boys back at it. Jay Burke with a great line, a great setup on Keith. The pass for 15th. Allard gets a bit hung up in those ruts. Keith takes him as well, but those Machine teammates battling hard throughout the pack. Back to KJ from a bad start, passing Hagseth for 8th, Travers. Salvaging some points, though, in the late stages.
Here's those Machine Boys again, coming out of the trees. Berkey swinging a little wide. Look at Kyle Keith crossing ruts and blocking his line. Amazing. And the checkoff. Oh, the big clicker from Berkey.
Not the most beautiful pass you're going to see, but he got the job done nonetheless. Cut right across the ruts in front of him. The job done by Keith.
John Sebastian Waugh through the whoops, Brian, leading this moto. That guy is on fire.
Just waste a few lappers, no problem, keeping it straight for Waugh. Graysick and Homans back to this battle for 5th. Graysick gets a little pushy with number 12, Simon Homans. And I tell you, Graysick looks good with that shot gear trackside with gold.
All right. Ken, last weekend first moto was amazing, then he hurt his knee. What was his confidence coming into this weekend like?
He was all week trying to heal up, you know. He's just focusing on this weekend, you know, trying to get better. He knows he can run up front with these guys. So he took the week off, relaxed, and did what he could, and he's trying as hard as he can out here. It's still bothering him, but we're doing the best we can.
Ryan Gold taking care of business trackside. Brian back to the battle for 2nd place. Evan Lothridge is in 2nd, and he's got a good gap on Huffman. Look at Huffman on the inside. Looks like Lothridge might have had a bit of a problem on the rhubarb there, Brian.
That's the same spot that Lothridge made the pass for 2nd. I thought I heard Lothridge's bike bog slightly out of the corner. We'll have to keep our eye on that battle as things intensify well back in the pack. Johnson up to 6th. Holman stalls in the good rut, causing all kinds of carnage. Decker gets through as well, so good news for Graysick. Him and Holmans have been pounding each other, so Graysick gets some breakaway breathing room.
Back to our leader, number 1, John Sebastian Waugh, on his final approach, Brian. Looks good. There's nobody around him as he's coming in to take the clean sweep. A double moto win here in Moncton. He is back on top.
Great hospitality to the leaderboard. We know the business up front, but Fasciotti solid in 4th. Holman's back there, Morgan and Eric Vallejo in 10th.
Feels good.
To the MX2 standings, after 3 of 4, Chisholm loses a bit of ground. Cook and Willard make good. Charbonneau loses a ton. Keast has a great day, as does Burke. DeHaan hurting after that mudslide.
To the MX1 tally board, 7 and 9 rounds. That battle for second is intense. Huffman, Decker, Johnson, and Grayson. It's going to be a great one as we get down and close up the season.